The former costume designer helmed St. Elmo's Fire, The Lost Boys, Flatliners, A Time to Kill, Falling Down, and the lambasted Batman and Robin. Joel Schumacher, the writer-director who came from a world of window dressing and costume design to bring a singular style to films including St. Elmo's Fire, Flatliners and a pair of Batman movies, died Monday. He was 80. Schumacher died in New York City after a year-long battle with cancer, a representative announced. Schumacher's directorial body of work also included the horror comedy The Lost Boys 1987, which he was handed after Richard Donner passed on it to helm Lethal Weapon, the John Grisham thrillers The Client 1994 and A Time to Kill 1996, and 8mm 1999, the Noirish drama starring Nicolas Cage. The Warner Brothers regular dealt with dark themes with the medical thrillers Flatliners 1990 and Dying Young 1991, both starring Julia Roberts, and Falling Down 1993, with Michael Douglas playing an unhinged man who embarks on a violent rampage all around Los Angeles. Schumacher had an uncanny ability to recognize young talent, and he cast members of the Brat Pack, including Demi Moore, Rob Lowe, Emilio Estevez, Judd Nelson and Ali Sheedy, in St. Elmo's Fire 1985. He also boosted the careers of other young actors like Roberts, Kiefer Sutherland, Matthew McConaughey and Colin Farrell by giving them prominent parts in his films. Early on in Hollywood, Schumacher served as costume designer on Woody Allen's Sleeper 1973 and Paul Mazursky's Bloom in Love 1973 and wrote screenplays for the well-received Sparkle 1976, Car Wash 1976 and The Wiz 1978. One of the first features he directed was DC Cab 1983, starring Mr. T after Tim Burton helmed the first two Batman films starring Michael Keaton in 1989 and 1992. Warner's entrusted Schumacher with the franchise, and he pumped up the visuals in Batman Forever 1995 and Batman and Robin 1997, infusing the movies with a more comic book feel. He also gave Val Kilmer's Caped Crusader more muscles and George Clooney nipples on his batsuit. Batman and Robin, however, was a critical disaster, and Schumacher admitted years later that he had made a mistake by listening to studio marketing executives, who wanted to target the film to kids. "I want to apologize to every fan that was disappointed because I think I owe them that," he said in a 2017 interview with Vice. "A lot of it was my choice. No one is responsible for my mistakes but me. I think one curveball we got was at the 11th hour. Val Kilmer quit due to a role he got in The Island of Dr. Moreau. There had been talks about it, but none of us were involved, not with Warner Brothers and certainly not with me. I talked to Val, and all he kept saying was, 'But man, it's Marlon Brando. It's not like he was on a hook and chain here,' so Val went." So it was then Warner's co-CEO, Bob Daly's idea to acquire George Clooney. He was an obvious choice because he was a rising star on ER.